Hi, my name's Ishman. Today we're going to be talking about HMOs. What are they? And let's have a look at the difference between a HMO and a normal house. So, a normal house, what you will go and do is you will go and get your house, and you will get your house, and with that house you might have a few rooms in the house, and you will let that house out for, you'll buy that house, let's say 100,000, and you'll let that house out for £600 per calendar month. Now you could do this, or you could go and get a house, and with this house you could split the house. Now let's say it's a 3-bed. You could get this 3-bed house, and you could take 1, 2, 3 bedrooms at the back, and then you could take the living space and you could make it into 4 rooms, and with these 4 rooms you can let out 4 rooms. So you have 4 rooms let out, and you let these 4 rooms out per person. So you normally let these rooms out to students, for example. So you might get a student near a university, near a college, you buy a 3-bed house, and then you let this house out to 4 students. So you get 3 bedrooms and a living space. Now what does it take to take a living space into a lettable room? You put a bed in it. It's now a bedroom. So you have 3 bedrooms and a living room, which is now a 4th bedroom. You let this out 4 bedrooms. Now the advantage of letting this out to 4 people rather than to 1 family is, if you let it out to 1 family you might get £600 per calendar month. But if you let out the individual rooms, you could be looking at £450 per calendar month per person. So per person, per room. So you might be looking at £450. So you might be looking at £1,800 per calendar month. Now £1,800 per calendar month, that's a little bit more than the £600 per calendar month. But when you start renting out £1,800 per calendar month, you start having other issues. So when you start renting it out at £1,800 per calendar month, you there have to pay bills. So on this one, the tenant is responsible for paying all the bills. So they pay the gas, the electricity, the water. If they want internet, they pay that. If they want TV, they pay that. They're responsible for all the bills and the council tax. But when you let it out per room, then you're responsible for this. So out of this, you're going to have to be paying bills. Now your bills might look something along the lines of this. Now it varies from area to area. So I'm going to give you an average over the whole UK. And this is a very rough estimate because different areas, like I said, are completely different for bills. But you might be looking at something along these lines. So you're looking at £20 per calendar month for your internet. So you're looking at £20 for internet. You're then looking at around about £100 per calendar month for, so this is internet, and this here would be your water. And then you would also have to plus your gas and electric. So your gas and electric, because they are going to be students or they're going to be people who aren't paying the bills themselves, quite often your gas and electric can add up to quite a bit. Now quite a bit being, depends who they are, depends how much they spend. But you could be looking at around about £150 per calendar month. So £150 per calendar month for utilities. So you've got £150 per calendar month for utilities, and then you have one more on here. We'll have one more. So you're going to be adding your council tax. So you could be looking at £100 per calendar month for council tax. It again depends on area. So here you're looking at £350, £370. So you're looking at about £370 a month for bills. So this £1,800 now, you would be minusing the £370 per calendar month. So we're looking at around about, this is gross, this is profit before your mortgage. You're going to be looking at your mortgage, and you're going to be looking at letting and management fees. So your profit would be somewhere along the lines of £1,430 profit. Now this is before management fees. So this would be if you self-manage the property. Now this would be if you self-manage the property, and this is before mortgages. So mortgages depends what your rates are, but this is what you're looking at, £1,430 as opposed to £600. So why would you buy a property as a normal house here and let it out for this when you could do it here and you could rent it out as a HMO? This is a HMO, a house of multiple occupancy. And this one here would be a standard buy to let, otherwise known as a single let. Now you can see from this that it's quite obvious why people go for HMOs, because HMOs, you can rent out 4 rooms in a 3-bedroom house, and this 3-bedroom house would only get you £600 a month, whereas this one would get you £1,400 a month. So you can see how it can make a massive difference if you go and let out your property in multiple rooms, which is why a lot of people have started going to HMOs. Now, when you go to HMOs, you have to consider a few things. The HMO market is not the same as the single let market. So in the single let market, yes, this is the price per calendar month you can get, but you are looking at the single let market where you can actually let a property anywhere in the UK. So it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of nowhere or if you're in the middle of the town. Whereas a HMO, you generally with a HMO, you need to be looking at places near universities or places near busy business areas, and also places near hospitals work. But not everywhere in the UK works. If you have a house in the middle of nowhere, in like a small village where there's no good commuting areas and no decent parking, you've got not a lot around you, then a lot of busy professionals are not going to go into these properties. They want to be near where they're working. They want to be near the university if they're part of a university. If there's a big sort of complex where there's people who are going in and out regularly and they're not staying there for long periods, such as like a hospital where they're coming for placements for a year or two where they're learning and as a nurse and they're moving on and they're doing placements in their gap years and stuff like this while they're in university. Again, these places, you get a lot of people coming in and out, and you might find that it's a very good area for HMO, whereas you might find that you can't necessarily do a HMO in the middle of nowhere. So you need to make sure that the location is very, very good. You need to make sure there's a demand in the area, which you have to go through various channels to find out. You can ring HMO managers to find out demand and lots of other things. So we'll talk about demand in another video, but you need to find out there's demand in the area. And the most crucial thing is you need to make sure there will be demand that will stay. Make sure the demand will stay and it's not going to just disappear over time. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, whack the bell notification icon to get notified of videos coming out each and every week.